Hello and welcome to Impact Africa, our online talk show where we get to celebrate and have conversations with diverse people and organizations who are impacting lives and communities positively. In addition, we highlight and celebrate events, places and positive news. My name is Dr. Kemi Akiode Adebayo, known as Dr. Mama K. And in today's program, we continue to celebrate 3 inspirational women in South Africa Part 2, because it is indeed the South Africa Women's Month, which is celebrated every year. We use the whole of August to celebrate women in South Africa. So we are focusing on 3 dynamic women who are from various places around the world. Well, when I say around the world, you mean Africa as well. So who basically have impacted lives in Cape Town and outside Cape Town and in Africa as a continent. So yes, we're going to be featuring them based on a conversation I had with them some time ago, whereby I was asking them a lot of questions. It's a full-on interview, so you need to go to our YouTube page, Impact Africa, Bold Moves Africa, where you find the Impact Africa TV programs on YouTube or Facebook. But these are snippets of my conversations with them where I ask them various questions pertaining to different things. So we will be featuring 3 amazing people, like I said, women. Miss Jacqueline Tamri, she's a life coach, facilitator, speaker and founder, CEO of Professional and Personal Institute of Excellence called PPIE, which is based in Cape Town. And the title of our full interview was called Voice of Positivity, which is basically what I know Miss Jacqueline is about. And she is from South Africa and based in Cape Town. And our second inspirational women in South Africa will be Mrs. Elsie Wope. She is the co-founder and property manager of Elsma Business Partners, and she is originally from Cameroun and South African, living in Cape Town. And the title of the full interview we had with her was called Grab Opportunities, because yes, for her, she shared the experience of how she was able to grab opportunities for her, even though she's not from South Africa. And last but not the least is my dear sister, Miss Sannie Manda. She is the founder director of Isango, Elihle, and she is originally from Malawi and South African, based in Cape Town. And the title of full-on interview was called Acceptance of Albinism, because that is what Sannie does. She works with people, having effect, of albinism. So enjoy. But what are the key lessons, that you could now share with a younger Jacqueline of 11 years old to say, okay, I want to become an entrepreneur, I want to become a social entrepreneur? What are some of the key lessons?
Number 1, trust yourself.
Okay.
Just trust yourself. You know stuff. Trust yourself. I would say that. Number 2, find someone who's already done what you hope to do.
Okay.
And sit at their feet. Don't be so arrogant you can't learn from someone else. There are people who have done something similar to what you want to do. Go sit at their feet. 90% of my mentors have passed because they were so old. I sat at their feet and I learned. I don't need to make the same mistakes. So you short circuit the learning process for yourself. You make it easier for yourself.
Right. You mentioned, or not mentioned, you shared with us your own personal experience in terms of abuse, and so on. And I know we have a lot of issues, social economic issues in Africa, South Africa, Africa as a whole, be it Kenya, be it Gambia. The issues are indeed similar, from poverty, unemployment, no access to infrastructure. Although I think I know, but I might be wrong, because I was wrong with 2 when you gave the value. It was only 1 I had an idea, about the authenticity, autonomy, and wholeness. I think it was the authenticity one that I knew that, yes, that's one for you. So I might be wrong with this one as well. What are you passionate, about that? You will want to see more solutions, to either more kind of solutions. So not just you saying what the problem is or what you're passionate about, but to come up with ideas and solutions, even if you're not the one that would, make it happen. So what issue or what area of work?
Yeah, so women's economic empowerment and social ills, because I think we as women we hold healing in our hands. But I feel like we don't value it enough. So there's a lot of, many spaces you come into where women work together, and there's a lot of puller down syndrome. And I think there's an opportunity to shift that and change it to push her up syndrome. So I think there's really a lot of room for us to be able to have women sit in the room. We are very creative. Oh my goodness. Yeah. The level of creativity for a woman, you can say now, Mama, I don't know how to do this. Tomorrow morning she will wake up with a solution for you. And I really, really, really think that there's an opportunity for women to sit in rooms and come up with solutions, practical solutions. And we don't need permission. We don't need permission. We're already doing it. We're already doing it in our lives. And so I think really to get more women into rooms, to get women to sit and talk to each other and actually buy into the solutions and make it policy. Really, 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 that's a big one for me. It showed up very much when I was doing my studies and in the work that I do. And then the second one for me is, as I said, around, economic empowerment and
social ills, I think.
Social ills and things like that. But mostly, I think the notion of learning from the next generation, just as much as learning from the previous generation. I think in a lot of these forums, it's the older women sitting and talking, but sometimes the solutions come from the younger generation because they see some things that we can't see. And we must listen to them. We'll be surprised. We'll be so surprised with some of the solutions. I think there's a synergistic need to bring the two. Yeah. That's the one.
Build a bridge between those two.
Yes.
Yes, thank you, Jacqueline, for that, for sharing your key lesson, in terms of what you will want to share with somebody who might want to become a social entrepreneur. And I agree with you. Yes, trust yourself, find someone who has already done it before, and basically learn from them. I agree completely with you, Jacqueline, my sister. Thank you for those tips. Okay, our next featured guest will be Mrs. Elsie Wope, and I was asking her what more she thinks can be done to improve gender equality as a woman. Enjoy. So now let me go on to, because I know you could go on, for us there sharing some of, because it's not, something that you've learned over 5 years, is something that you've developed for, as a life journey. What are some of the key life lessons, that you can share with us that maybe a young Elsie back in Yaoundé will be able to learn from? A young, 10-year-old will be able to say, okay, what key life lessons has helped you as you've journeyed through life as a leader, as an entrepreneur, as a woman, as a mother? What key life lessons can you share with us?
I would like to share the fact that young people shouldn't shy away from failing.
I love that.
Nobody is immune to failing. Anybody can fail, but it's the way you approach failure how you accept it and then use it as a learning curve, how you can change your life from one thing to the other because of the fact that you failed. You shouldn't take failure as the end of your world. Use it as a stepping stone, a springboard.
Right.
To emerge and get to what you want to be. That's the one. And another thing which I've learned is it's not the beginning that matters, it's the end.
Yeah.
And talking about failure, I just think about what our great Nelson Mandela said about, if I paraphrase, your grave in your darkest moments, your graveyards should be turned to planters.
Wow. I haven't heard that one.
Yes,
I'm hearing that
yes,
one for the first time.
Yeah.
From him.
So your graveyard is not that where you stay and die forever. You should use it to plant. What does it mean to plant? To sow your seeds of success. You start. That's where you start thinking. When at your darkest moments, that's when you start thinking about how to make it. Because each time when things are going well, you just feel okay. You tend to relax.
Yeah.
But when things start getting a bit tough,
wow,
it pushes you to be creative, to think out of the box.
Yes.
And then ideas will start flowing.
About.
Course, really.
So let me go now to the women issue. What more can be done to improve gender equality? What do you think as a woman?
That's a difficult question for me to answer, to be honest. I think even the governments and big societies, they are still struggling with that. It's an ongoing problem. But I think what I can add to that is that it's more education.
Okay.
Education. Women must be educated.
Especially a girl child.
A girl child. Empowerment, like the kind of thing you're doing. See that women become teach them or stimulate them to be creative in their own ways. By they can come up with business opportunities. You teach them crafts and a trade, like what you're doing, I guess. And keep them busy. Let them know that they can do things for themselves.
Yeah.
They shouldn't rely entirely on their husbands or men. Then there are lots of opportunities out there. They just need to go out and look
and seek and grab it and take it. Thank you, my dearest sister, neighbor country, Cameroon. Yes, the Nigeria and Cameroon were neighbors. So yes, I quite agree with what you said in terms of how we can improve on gender equality, that yes, our women need to be educated and that women need to learn more and to be creative and not always wait for men, to support them, which I agree. I believe a lot of women don't wait for the men to support them. But yes, I completely agree. And there's a lot of work that needs to be done more on gender equality. Our last but not the least featured guest is Miss Sannie Manda. And I was asking her as well about what life lesson she could share with parents that have children with albinism condition, because yes, that's unusual. A lot of people still don't know, are not aware of what albinism is anyway as well, and the stigma, that surrounds albinism. So enjoy. What life lessons, do you want to share, or with a parent, a father that died? What life lessons can you share?
Okay, I would start by saying to the parents, children born with albinism, I would like to say that they love them and embrace them. They are a gift given by God, you know. So when they give birth to a child with albinism, they mustn't be shocked, like, what is going on? Yeah. I know maybe it might...
Because that's the natural thing to do.
Yes, that's a natural reaction.
To think, what happened?
How?
Why? How?
Yes, it's a natural process. But as a parent, let's love the children. Let's embrace who they are and give them support in anything that they want to do. They are very, very intelligent people. The people with albinism, they are very intelligent. That's what I've discovered with the people that I've worked with. I've lost some on the way because I'm reaching out to people who are in Zimbabwe as well. Right. With those born with albinism in Zimbabwe. And we have lost 2 intelligent girls whose features were very bright to cancer. We have lost them to cancer.
Is that skin cancer?
Yes, yes, the skin cancer. And we've got this little one that's growing Chilo. She's 13 and she is super intelligent. She is super intelligent. They are very intelligent. They've got a talent which needs to be groomed. So to the parents who have got children born with albinism, they need to realize that their children are not incapacitated or bound by their skin condition. Right. Their mind is still right. Their mind can still do better, even more. So they must not limit them. They should embrace them and offer them the support in everything that they want to do so that they can go far and do even more. And to the children born with albinism, the youth, the young ones that are still growing up, to not look down upon themselves. Right. They need to dream big, not just a dream, but to dream big and work towards it. Nothing should be a barrier. Nothing, not even their skin condition should be a barrier unto them. They should just aim higher and keep going and keep going. I think nothing should stop them. That is what I would say to them, because from where I am, I've realized that if you've got something that you want to do, if you just put your mind to it, put your heart to it, work towards it, it will happen. It doesn't matter what he thinks, it doesn't matter what she thinks, it doesn't matter what has happened before, but as long as I want to achieve it, I will work towards it and it will happen.
I completely agree. Wow, thank you, Sannie, for that. And, I completely agree with you as well. All what can do with a child, that has albinism condition is to love them, embrace them, because they are indeed, a gift from God. And we are encouraging all those who don't know about the albinism condition, find out more. The internet is your friend. Google it. Let's not continue to have stigma, about a condition that people have no control, over. Thank you, Sannie, for that. Well, that's all we've got time for today. And yes, we continue to celebrate our inspirational women in South Africa who are doing amazing things. We honor you, we celebrate you, we just have a lot of respect for you for what you're doing. You might think, oh, what am I doing? I'm not doing anything. But through your work, your business, you're making a difference in your church, your community, through your business, through your NGO, through your social enterprise. You're doing so much. So we use you as a point of contact for all women, in South Africa who are doing amazing work, inspiring others, making impact positively in our communities, which is needed. And I keep encouraging you all to do something, whether you're in Africa, whether you're in UK, whether you're in USA, wherever you are. There's a lot we can do. Women are nation builders. So there's a lot we can do as women. We can multitask. So never underestimate, what a difference you can make to the life of others. We celebrate our 3 inspirational women in South Africa. Miss Jacqueline Tamri, my dear sister, who spoke about voice of positivity. Oh, don't mind me, it's a long day, huh? And then my dear sister, Mrs. Elsie Wope, who was talking about grab opportunities in a full-on program. I'm trying to encourage you to go and watch them. And as well, Miss Sannie Manda, who was talking about how acceptance of albinism is really, really important in this day and age. So that's all we've got time for. Till next time, stay safe, stay blessed. Love you all.